expresses.
And then just let me know when we're
Hello,
live.
everyone. Welcome to the That's How We Roll channel. Tonight, Dream Journal, a Misfits of Alseta After-Show. We are in our comfiest PJs, and we are here to hang out with you guys, answer some questions about the show, talk conspiracies, see what we have in the future or what the players think is going to happen in the future, all of the sorts of things.
Yes.
Everything Misfits, it's here tonight. So get settled in, get cozy, ask some questions, grab a cuppa, as some of us would say in this party, and let's get to know everybody. We're gonna hop over to Lee.
First and foremostly, hello. We do have a code this week still, and that's what's great about being here. And if you play Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms or have had any interest in it, I recommend it. It's an awesome idle game where you play as various heroes from Dungeons and Dragons, and you can even play as Penelope Halfpint, or better known as Hope LaVelle. Now, if you want a free Electrum chest, all you gotta do is type in Flay Tuba Clan, and you can get a free chest. That name is Flay Tuba Clan.
Flaying the
and you
Tuba
can get
Clan,
a free
baby.
chest. And then also, my name is Lee, and I'm a pancake artist, but I'm also known as Envy. April, you're number 2.
You killed her.
She needs a second, indeed.
Hello, I'm April. You can find me over as April Raygun, and I'm not Nira tonight. Tonight, I'm Gluttony.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jacob Plicque, Duval King Jacob, all over the internets. I use he, him pronouns. And usually I'm playing some Githzerai, whatever the hell. But today I am Rage, Hype, Anger.
Hello. I'm Daniel. I usually play San Leon. It's kind of like a vampire, I guess. And yeah, I'm fantasy baby.
Fucking worse.
Coming up on NPR.
That was too perfect.
You
God,
guys,
that
you
was
have
so cringe.
You have no idea. I was trying to type in chat, fantastic question, but instead I typed fantastic voice. What have you
Y'all
done?
aren't ready for the chaos tonight. It's a real problem.
That was me.
Oh.
So like,
Oh, I'll go next. I'm Dani. Hello, and I usually play Silva. But tonight, I am representing Sloth from the Recliner of Luxury. I'm a very sad boy.
In her red panda girl.
Right.
Is that me? It's me?
Yeah.
Take it away.
Hello, everybody. I am Damien, and I usually play Reginald Bellagamba on our channel of Chaos. But tonight, I am Greed. Give me all your gold. Give me all your gold. And also, I'd like to mention, Hope said something about conspiracies at the start. So I just want to have a quick chat with you all about how
Nope.
Jetfool cannot melt steel beams.
What?
And I am Hope LaVelle. Usually I am a dungeon master, but tonight I am Lust. Thank you. Hey,
And you'll never know why we did that.
Nope.
Yep.
Because we're not gonna tell you.
No.
That's
That
for the
one was for
after
us.
show.
I love how Hope just cut me off perfectly. You're just
It
beautiful.
was perfect.
Yeah,
It needed to be done.
it needed to be done.
For our
Well,
prequel
everyone-
after show.
We have tons of questions that came in. Thank you so much for everyone for all of your questions. So let's get started. I would like to focus a lot of this on group questions so we can get a group discussion going. And maybe if we don't get to all of the questions, I'll kind of save all of the more personalized questions for, once again, we're going to be doing this every month. So after this, we'll probably only have like one person on at a time. So if your question doesn't get answered, I'll be sure to push it on to when that specific person is on the air. So let's start off with a group one. Let's start off a little easy. Which players here actually like cotton candy? This one's from Mama Strange.
Get me for the audio listeners.
Oh my gosh,
we're raising our hands.
Candy.
I literally have a bucket of it right next to me.
That's fantastic.
We are also we do have a podcast version of this, so
audio, yes.
sound off in the chat.
Yes.
The voices.
With voices.
The actual words.
With new voices.
Cotton candy's all right. I've
Nah.
That's
never
pretty cool.
wondered about its cycle so much.
I
Dude,
love
I
candy.
I liked it as a teenager, but I think as you when you get to my age, sweet
Oh,
things,
shut up.
sweet things can be sweet things can be too sweet. It's too sweet for me.
I thought you
I
were
stare
yelling at me.
diabetes
friends
right in the
actually got me,
face and
like-
I say, "Come get me."
I don't need a toe.
It's all in my family tree anyway, so it's like an inevitability. It's fine.
It's too
I
sweet
have
for
what's
me.
clinically referred to as bad tummy, so most things
Mm.
are not gonna go
Oh,
well for me.
Same.
Oh, buddy. Dude, human bodies
Whatever.
suck, right?
Oh, I've got
Partly,
bad
I
everything.
guess.
I got everything.
Oh, no.
Well, I'll move on to the next question.
Candy. Candy.
I love candy.
Candy.
Ba, 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 ba.
I can't sing any more of it.
All right.
This
Copyright.
is unicorn sparkle.
Oh,
That's what it tastes
That
like.
makes me happy.
Sparkly unicorns.
Delicious. We got to add that to the cotton candy cycle. I'll write it down now.
unicorn
go for it.
sparkle.
I can't wait to
Um,
get to the Snickers cycle.
This one is also from Mama Strange. Okay, we're gonna get into a little bit of characters right now. We're gonna go around. Let me direct this one a little bit. We're gonna go around and talk about your character's favorite item that you've either found or bought during this campaign. And I'm gonna start off with Kotatar.
Oh, that's really easy. Maciac's gift. It's not even close. Everything else he owns is pragmatic, and he, including his weaponry and armor, and he give a fuck about it. That's the only thing.
Okay, April for Nira.
Oh man, it's
It's a hard
the
one for
broom.
you.
It's
Ah,
the
the
broom,
broom.
honestly. Just because it's just so useful and it upsets you so much sometimes. I just love it.
It does.
Actually, no, I take it back. I take it back. I'm sorry. I rewind. The
Rewind.
bag of marshmallows.
Aww.
Oh, fair enough.
It's
That's
like
my
it's like a
favorite magic item.
never-ending bag of marshmallows
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
It's
That's my
always-
favorite. That's my favorite magic item.
As you do.
Worth it.
Dani for Silva.
Oh, my favorite magic item that I have this campaign is a ring that actually was like the kind of like bonding ceremony ring that Silva and Oberon exchanged rings at. And you have not seen it at all because I've not done anything and I never use items or anything. It's a pearl. It has a pearl of power on it.
Jesus, really?
It is
How
a
slothful.
family heirloom.
I know, right?
Oberon's. So that's probably as much as is ever going to come out about that ring.
Wow.
Real open
Um,
book, our Silva.
Yep. Silva. Danny's created such an in-depth character. Yet we only get to scratch the surface. When will we be able to dig deep?
Soon.
Leave
Soon.
us wanting more.
I ask that every session.
It's true.
Yes, you do.
You're working real hard for us. We appreciate you, April.
I'm just trying,
I
trying
I
to
believe
torture
Dani
you, really.
joined this campaign to troll us, her other players, into thinking she has a backstory. that doesn't exist.
But also, like, I think we have to remind ourselves too that, like, because we've been so like knee deep in it for so long that like this was not supposed to happen like at all. This was supposed to be what, 6-7 episodes,
Yeah.
and then we were supposed to literally never see each other ever again. And that's not true.
Be sad.
You're right. We would never see each other ever again.
Ever again. Like I don't see evil
Ever,
all the time.
ever.
Ever
Every time we
again.
sign into our Zoom meeting, I'm always like,
Mhm.
here we go again.
I'm never gonna fucking see you guys ever again. See you next
No.
week.
Next week. Or if we hang out, or whatever.
Yeah,
We'll go
whatever.
to Daniel San Leon. What is an item that you enjoy the most?
So from the character's perspective or from
Yeah, from the
Okay.
character's perspective.
So, I'm thinking about this a bit, but just a little bit of lore for you, because Sailor hasn't bought any items since at all since we've been playing. So it was an item that was gifted to him by a former friend, not a former friend, an old friend. The doublet that he wears. He wears it proudly, and it was when he would bard around for a while. So he wore that to a lot of gigs, and since then it's
I
his
think I-
favorite doublet.
Tell me more.
I feel like I specifically remember you talking about it, like during our intro, like game or whatever. We were coming out, and I remember you like pointing it out specifically.
Good
Yeah,
memory.
that's old. That's old.
I don't know
old
why.
stuff. But that would be
Wow.
his favorite item, and he wears it all the time, and he takes good care of it. And if it gets ripped up, he gets angry.
Ooh, good to know. Ugh.
Oh wait. Oh,
Yeah.
now I have questions for you. I'm holding it.
Your episode.
How about for Lee, David?
This is maybe a little because there's some honorable mentions, but it is the item that Silva gave him when he was failing a lot. The fact that Silva gave him that item meant a lot to him, and it still does, and lends a lot of explanation as to why he's so invested in Silva kind of breaking free from Reginald and realizing her potential. Honorable mentions, the cape.
Are you still
that he
wearing the
has.
cape? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, always. And then I'm sure that Nira has given him anything since they've known each other, and those are all kept as like a prized possession, secretly tucked away, probably in his knitting bag of
Buttons,
holding.
definitely buttons.
I don't know if any of them would have been magical, but there's a lot of shiny random objects for sure.
Yeah, and they're all treasures to him.
Yay.
And Damien for Reginald.
Reginald's interesting because
Is he?
when you come from royalty and you have everything, then it's almost like nothing matters. Like in a special deep way. The main exception is that for Reginald's 16th birthday, Silva made him some trinkets. I can't remember what we decided on. Maybe a little ring or an amulet or something.
It was your mask. Remember?
Oh, was it?
That's a bit of character.
Uh-oh.
weak,
Yeah.
And it's gone.
There's a-
Oh, no.
oh my.
I thought that was.
Oh.
But also, isn't that beautiful? Because in a way, they've been
Kinda
like really codependent on each other,
Ah.
and now you're taking off the mask.
Take off the mask. Yeah, so a little bit of redcon there. So yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
it was the mask. So yes,
That's awesome.
I had forgotten that. Thank you.
That is legit awesome.
Okay.
Before we move on to the next question, Dani, how dare you not choose the scarf that could have terminated you? How dare you? I am offended.
Oopsie! I mean,
I hope it just implodes.
oops. it chokes her. It gets caught on something, and I just choke
It's
to
actually a
death
rug
on
of
it.
smothering, actually.
I could always have the scarf. It'd really be nice and warm.
That was definitely a rug of smothering. God damn, you're so damn cute. It's impossible. Oh, I can't stay mad at you. Sorry, Hope. I had to interrupt.
Hope, do you have one?
Do I have? I guess I can choose from every item, huh?
Yeah.
Every NPC, go. There's only
Which
a
one of us
300.
is your favorite items?
Yeah, who's your favorite player?
Who's your favorite item, huh?
Character.
Well, we all know it's
Okay.
April, so we can move on.
Yeah, he's your favorite human. He's your favorite human out of all of us. Oh damn, it's always
Still
April. isn't
April.
it? Damn it.
It's Duval. It's Duval
It's-
every time.
Oh, are we choosing
Like-
humans? Well, then. I mean,
It's Duval, followed by Dani. Very
I'm not
closely
going to deny the
followed by
compliment.
Lee and Hope. Actually, you're all really tied close to first. This is really hard. And then
Yeah, lots of 1A, 1B, 1C, D.
You don't have to
Yeah.
choose.
Mm.
We're a group.
I choose friendship.
I choose friendship.
I choose violence.
I like violence.
All right. Well, to all the players, this one's from Fallen Angel.
Oh.
When Hope punishes you for high rolls, how do you feel?
Oh, yeah. I want to talk about this. I've never had that happen before. I thought it was fucking incredible. I
that was
was
awesome. I like it.
completely blindsided by it. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was either by accident or on purpose or by design, perfectly timed. Perfectly. Because I was like so confident. I was like, I've been sitting on this like arrow like that I just shot for like a week, and I was like, man, it would be really fun if I roll a 1. And like, because I've been sitting on this like dice roll that I haven't fucking done in forever, and like, it'd be really fun if I rolled a 1, and then I didn't. But then it didn't matter because you're the worst, and I love that for you.
The worst and the best.
I'm sorry, I don't
That's
understand the question. What's a high roll?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Hey,
Valid.
you've been rolling high rolls recently. I've seen them.
That's true. I did. I was able to gift my curse to Tricky Bacon.
Hold up
So-
just hold up a hot
Nice.
dang diddly second. The last game that I was in, the game before, you were the MVP because of your rolls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
You're getting better.
Uh-oh.
It just takes
The
practice.
circle of, yeah, that's the circle of stars move, you know?
Muscle memory.
Hey, what's up, DC?
Wow. That's a thing that happened.
We'll go to some questions here if you guys are good. We'll go to a question here in chat with people who are here now. From Cassius, the question is, what is Hope's homebrew world called? And 5e source book / setting book when?
I'll take
Thank
this
you.
one.
Kickstarter now.
The
Seconded
homebrew
it.
world in which everyone started in was called Ethrena, just a homebrewed island of things. I'm not a good map builder, but I made a map and it was a thing. But I always knew once we started the full show that it was going to be a lot of plane hopping and stuff. So I didn't put a lot of work into it. It's got the basics. But I figured we wouldn't be spending a lot of time there. So, the source book would probably be a pamphlet. And yeah. So that's that one. I guess I'll piggyback off of this one from Maverick. Maverick says, how long have I been developing this world? So this was supposed to be a 6-episode run. It was a mini series. I started developing it in November of last year. What year is it? Yeah, of last year. So a year ago.
Happy birthday,
so-
us.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
almost.
Wait, has
So
it been
start-
a year?
Oh no, not yet.
In January,
Almost.
technically, yeah.
January, yeah.
So
Whoa.
I literally put the whole story together in about a month, maybe 2 at the most. And then we hopped kind of right into the show. So I've just been kind of making it up as I go. So that's that. It's not as extravagant as you may think. Okay,
That's
we'll
post
go.
GMing, honestly.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's way less
Um,
glamorous than people. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors that people don't know about.
It's a lot of bullet points.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll do all of us because I think I have an answer to this one too. This is from Fallen Angel. What are your favorite PC interactions thus far?
Oh, PC. Sorry, I heard that as NPC. Oh God.
Well, the first one's really easy. I was going to give, because I spoke first last time, so I was going to give folks the opportunity. Concave Cycle, it's number one, no doubt about it in my mind. Not even close.
For me, it's probably when we were dealing with the giant for Reginald, and we were in the sleepy bubble, and San Leon was having his little freak out, and Kotatar was talking to him, and when Kotatar shot the arrow into the bush, knowing that there was probably nothing there, but like that kind of, if you say this is real and it frightens you, I will put an arrow into it.
Oh.
And for a personal moment for David would be in our prologue, just the moment where Nira and David's bond was like showcased, and we were trying to save the passengers of the boat, and just basically went into the storm, and it was just such a cool cinematic moment in my eyes. But really, it's Kotatar and San Leon's moment was just like such a powerful message from character to character.
That was a great one.
I'll go. Probably. Oh, so many. The cotton candy, yeah, that was just incredible. But from a personal Reginald moment, I'd have to say the talk Reginald had with Silva when we were clearing the air about what had happened, and Reginald was feeling so guilty about letting the killer of Oberon free. I'm forever thankful for Dani for trusting me with that scene and for bringing her A game and allowing me to be vulnerable in character and her to be vulnerable in character, and really just have some intense tension without that bleeding into real life. And, you know, we're still friends.
Are you?
Yes.
Because I don't know about all that, kiddo.
So, and it's probably one of the only times I've actually got genuinely emotional in a game. So that'd be for me.
I got another one that popped into mind. But you go ahead, bro. I already talked, so you go.
One of my favorite moments in this game, and still one of my favorite moments, is actually a David moment. When you went out to save the kid at the boat in the prologue.
Mhm.
I think that was such an important moment in your character and building that character. And we had talked about all these little things, and there was this joke like, oh, Nira's following you because you're you didn't want to be a hero. That moment was like, that is why Nira's following you.
Yeah.
And
Very
that's
cool.
it's forever. It's one of my favorite moments. One of my favorite moments, this also might come into a shock. The pep talk, Damien, when I just flew over you on a broom and just like, hey buddy, what you doing?
Oh my God. That was the other moment in my brain. That was my second favorite.
Buddy?
Oh my God. That was amazing.
One, because I just
Damn it.
really liked that interaction.
Mm,
And two,
me too.
It was that moment where I decided a lot about what Nira was in that moment.
Yep.
Because we had all kind of, I think that was a character building moment for everyone. Is like, what side? How do you deal with that situation?
Mhm.
And so it was a great scene with you, and it helped me build my character a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything to do with marshmallows. Cotton
I'll go
When in
next.
doubt, marshmallows.
I'll go
Go
next.
for it.
Ha. Wow, that was what a rush. Actually, jumping in. It's instead of like waiting, like, can I go
Spotlight.
next?
Oh, well, fuck, I have a spotlight.
I would say, yeah, because like that was one of my favorite like moments. Was same, you know, that thing was like sulking Reginald, and then like the way that it was done was really well done because I remember, Damien, you were actually like kind of like leaning in a certain way on camera that made it like really feel like you were actually like on the water.
Yeah.
And then April, you kind of leant into that as well, and just went like it just felt like I was like, oh, I could see this animated or drawn, or it was in my head anyway. Like I could see it, like I visually see it. And I guess personally, like because yeah, I get it, which I wasn't thinking about before, was when Sand came along, because he was fully gonna go full on super tough love on Reginald, and then he didn't. He just stopped and watched for a bit, and it actually like toned down how he was going to act, because he was like, oh, okay, and then he simmered down a bit, and we still had like that kind of affirmative duel, I guess. To it was more like a
I
sparring
love
match.
that. Yeah.
Hey, can I
which was
add
really
that to the end of
fun.
mine too? That was so good.
Peek behind the
Judges?
curtain.
Judges?
After we do our episodes, we always do like an after show. We kind of do like our stars, wishes, feelings. And I remember pointing out specifically that Daniel's character like saw that happening, and it just not even just Daniel, but San Leon let that moment happen without like at that. I just thought that was so beautiful of a scene.
Yeah,
Good
that was
questions so
It was.
far.
There was a lot of
Good one.
beautiful
And just
description.
tailing on the end there, my favorite moment in the campaign, if we were allowed to put the prelude in there, was just abdicate.
No doubt.
Abdicate. Cannot beat abdicate. Oh my god.
Abdicate.
So
Ridiculous.
abdicate. Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's me.
Danny, what did you have one?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite moments, because I like to feel hurt, was when the party was talking to Silva about Oberon, and we just got to have a really beautiful emotional scene together. And yeah, I loved seeing like the, I guess, compassion that her party members were having for her. And I think the next episode is when that duel happened. That was actually going to be my favorite moment. But yeah, I just think that it was a beautiful moment to have with the party, and I hope we get more of them.
And I'm curious too. Sound off in chat if you want to your favorite moment so far.
Yeah, we'd love to
Has
hear
an
that.
earthquake over there.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah, we'd love to hear it. We'll give it a shout out if you put out your favorite moment so far in the show. For me, because I'm going to chime in too, I have a favorite
Please.
moment, a favorite interaction with with the players. Getting to play the Nightmare King in episode 6 of the prologue
Fuck
was
yeah.
so much fun with interacting with each and every one of you.
Evil Hope. The
It
hoodie.
was so great. I'd have to say it's really torn between two, but one was definitely the conversation that the Nightmare King had with David in the moment where all you could hear was the ticking of the clock, and just that moment of, you're out of time. That was really intense, and I really enjoyed that. But probably more is the moment that the Nightmare King and Silva had to, Nightmare King trying to pull Silva into his world, onto his side, and Silva not having any of it.
Can I say that
moment.
the as awesome of a moment as the David Nightmare King thing was one of my least favorite moments of the show as a player?
Oh, right, because you
Yeah.
failed everything.
I failed
Oh yeah.
everything, and I was like All right, Nightmare King, here we go. I know your
You were
dream magic. I
crushing
know how to
it,
get.
yeah.
I got that. I was talking like I was rolling 20s, and I was
Yeah.
rolling ones.
It
And that is
was,
when I
baby.
first noticed. That was the beginning.
That was the first time we were like,
that was the
something's
first
not
time-
right. Will Wheaton over there.
Hope cast some kind of spell
Don't blame it on me,
as a
bro.
person. As when I did the call lightning to your lightning knight, and you
No doubt.
said "fuck you" to me,
Yep, that was
fuck
really
you
funny.
was vicious mockery.
Yep.
I
It happened again.
Whispers.
I think
Oh,
that actually
that was-
that actually
Oh,
it rolls into our second question here from Maverick. What is your favorite evil DM moment?
Oh man.
there's so many.
It's the high rolls lost. It's that was the moment.
Yeah, it's
It's got to be that.
yeah, that was like legitimately like I have from like a DM perspective, like I don't get surprised a lot because like I've been a forever DM for a really long time. That was genuine shock on my face. I was like, holy fuck, that was so awesome.
And if we're
It's
talking,
Our show's mimic.
Oh,
That was
it
our
was
show's
also my
mimic.
favorite because I rolled low, so I had a great time when that happened.
Yeah.
It was amazing to watch the three
The
reactions, the
momentum just
three
shift,
people who
yeah.
failed and the
Right,
three people who
right,
passed, and it just went.
And also like it was also
I've never
the
been so
perfect
happy to fail.
characters to do that too, right? Like it was the perfect characters to
Yeah.
fail, like genuinely. Like that was like awesome. That's why failure is fun, you guys. Like it genuinely.
yeah, it
God
is.
dang.
It gives character
Like,
growth.
Like
Yeah.
standing on
I had
Kotatar, we're
so
like they're
many-
like ready to kick ass, and then it's
Dude,
like,
I was ready, dude. We were about to like Chrono Trigger, Chrono and Frog, like extract this little globule thing, and then no, actually, no.
But I had so many ideas.
Yeah, and then me
for
and
that
David are
fight.
like,
Mhm.
oh shit.
Mhm.
It was so bad.
yeah, David, yeah.
That was the
So
first
many
time that I
ideas,
felt
right?
like
Polymorphed.
I am. That was the first time really all campaign. I'm like, I am in real
polymorph.
trouble. I am in real trouble. It was awesome.
If we're talking,
David's polymorph.
yeah, if we're talking narrative or emotional evil DMs, I think I've got to choose the Nightmare Princess for being the creepiest fucking thing I've ever
Oh.
seen.
I've never wanted to shoot something more in my entire life.
That creeped me the fuck out.
I was like,
Um,
come play with me. Like,
Come
and
play
it-
with me.
Yeah.
My favorite is, I mean, it's a little bit of every time Hope doesn't realize that she's like totally like screwed us over. So my favorite,
Oh yes,
my favorite evil DM moment.
Oh, it does
Oh,
what?
it does what now?
The
How many hit points?
unattainable. It was the unattainable saves against the Nightmare King.
On episode 1, I was
Yeah,
like,
It was
wait,
like
yeah.
we can't roll 30. Hope
Yeah.
a nat 20 doesn't get any of us there.
This will be earmuffs for Daniel because he hasn't seen the episode yet. So if you don't want to have a big spoiler from last week, you take your headphones off. 3, 2, 1, go. Taking the floating city away from me was brilliant. I was well, welcome to the club. No, I was just like, yeah, they did the thing. No big deal. This is just like a normal precaution. Yeah, we're gonna go shopping and I'm gonna buy like this really awesome. I'm gonna find me like a really awesome like magical bow and like get some upgrades, and then we're gonna go into none of that happened. Absolutely fucking none of it. It was like the most beautiful like in character disassociation I've ever felt. Like because like it was one of those things where I was just like, damn, I wish he could cry. He does not have like that like emotional like which is funny because like the joke that like Silva makes is like, oh, you're like a softie in there. He's not. He's really not. For reasons that we might get to at some point. But just the reality of like, okay. Like I thought about it like a couple days later and I was like, I didn't even ask if like we're all the people are dead. I didn't even ask if they got teleported anywhere. it was just okay, go. It was brilliant.
Oh yeah, we're going around.
The best moves as your DM is when they hurt you too.
It's
yeah.
true.
You care, you know. Sorry, Daniel. Go for it.
So like the favorite ones were definitely, you know, like the mechanically the roll, you know, roll high where you suck, haha, like kind of thing. That was good. For San Leon specifically, there hasn't been many egregious things against San Leon actually. Like he's been pretty unscathed. Like nothing's really happened to him yet. He's just like la di da di da. But like but I think one thing that did happen was you know, right at the start, yeah, like playing on his bloodlust, you know, the Nightmare King, you know, like being like, guess what? Man, you like the taste of blood, don't you? You do? You like that? And I was like, failing my saves. Like that was pretty evil. But yeah, like personally, like nothing's really happened to San yet. Because he's infallible, invincible. Nothing can happen to him. Ever.
Keep thinking that.
Nothing can happen to him. He's fine and will always be fine.
Oh.
He's not paranoid.
Perfect zoom in.
Yep.
He's not paranoid.
I love San Leon's paranoia. We don't get a ton of it, but it's a really cool like thing with this like pure bravado, total badass who I don't see like if I fail a roll, I'm like, yup. But if San Leon fails a roll because he's just so stacked, I'm always like, no. So like when you see that like bigger than life person have the like fear, like were the eyes yellow? It's like, oh damn. It's just it adds attention because the person who shouldn't ever be tense is tense.
Ha! I like it. Yeah, that's cool.
Anybody else before we move on? I'll move on. I will give a shout out to we had a couple answers from the chat about their favorite moments from the game. We got Fallen Angel saying that last week's episode moment between David and Reginald. April's reactions mirrored theirs, so yeah, that was good. Cassius says the David versus the Lightning Knight moment, absolutely, from the prologue, which totally does count. If Fallen Angel says cast reactions anytime David wild shapes, always a classic. We'll roll into a question about.
Danny's got her hand raised.
Oh, I'm sorry, Danny.
Yeah, I just want to say I had to scroll because I couldn't remember off the top of my head which moments. But my favorite Hope is an evil DM was like when we were like, we're gonna take a break, we have a vacation, we're gonna settle down in this like spa, it's gonna be great. Oh my gosh, this is so relaxing, and then it's like all over again.
Yep. Totally.
The plot will find you.
Right?
Yes, so evil.
Plot. Everybody.
Okay, so we'll go for one from Mama Strange again. What has surprised you most about your character's choices?
I got one.
All right, Danny.
All of the choices. I feel like I don't know what's happening with this character. It just takes off on her own. Like the other day when we were like had Reginald and he was like, oh, I want to get this cool sword. And then he like went into that like trance or whatever. And then we found out it was super dangerous. And I was like, no, don't help him. I was like, I didn't even like that was just Silva just coming out of the soul. And like, she does stuff like that all the time. And I don't even know where it's coming from. They surprise me.
I think when April was away for a couple of sessions, I knew that it was going to affect David, but I didn't realize I was going to lean so heavily into his like inability to cope with Nira not being there that it made him like even knowing just that like he had that reflection of like, if I knew that this was the Nightmare King or even an avatar of the Nightmare King who was like guiding us to get Nira, I think he was like, yeah, fine, whatever, let's go. We'll deal with you later. But like, and then the surprise was how long it had taken him to find his way again, to kind of be back to the David we all know and love.
And love?
I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, we love David.
Yeah, we do.
Sand does. Sand likes David.
Anyone else?
What was the question again?
Yeah.
I got so enwrapped in other people answering it that I did also blank.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I was like, yeah,
What-
yeah. What was the question?
What has surprised you most about your
Yeah.
character's choices?
Oh, I prologue shout
go
out
first.
slapping Reginald
Oh yeah.
was
Have you got
So
5 hours for me to do mine?
I know, right? I remember like I it's really fun to watch me like because my emotions are written on my face. Like I have like no filter. This is no surprise to anyone that knows me. But like watching me like try to come to terms with like, okay, how do I ask Damien, who I just met like 2 weeks ago, hey, I'm gonna fucking pop your character. Is that all right? Was something I never thought I would ever do, but I was just like, yeah, wake the fuck up. And it really had like there's certainly a through line of like actions that have like that has been such a like fulcrum point for him as a character. It's unreal.
That there's not really much like my character's been fairly what I expected, I guess. But I guess some of the things that do surprise me about San Leon is that he's been a lot more mellow than I originally thought he would be. I thought he would be more way more guarded, like really standoffish to most things and making fun of everything most of the time. But actually, the breakthrough of him actually caring a lot more for this this party has been a lot sooner than I thought it would come along.
Not alone.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest surprise so far is that like he's latched onto the party a lot quicker than I thought he would.
Something that surprised me about San Leon recently is as Kotatar is mid panic attack. You guys want tea? This feels like a good tea time. Tea? And I was like, in my head, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like now? Right now? That was the most shocking thing for me. I was blown away by that choice.
Anyone else?
How? Oh, sorry, Nira, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You go first.
You did say you had 5 pages there, Damien. So
Yeah. Everything is the answer. This is at the start of this, I wanted to play a character who is unlikable and essentially the opposite of everything I am. And then how do you grow a character like that to make them likable or even semi-likable or to have some kind of redemption or anything like that? Because he's royalty, he's a capitalist, he's essentially everything I'm more on the socialist side of things. I'm more on. This is every time I play, I have to essentially do the opposite of my natural instinct, but then also add layers to that about how do you still be a friend with someone? How do you grow? How do you not make it so everyone wants to kick you out of the party? Which is, it's been close. I tell you, it's been close.
It still is.
Yeah. How
It's
do you?
still
that has
very
not
much on the
changed.
table.
Yeah, because
How do
if you
you-
ask Kotatar, the vote is bye.
How do you not annoy the players? I've been very careful not to annoy the humans behind the players as well. So that was a long. That was a long answer. So yeah.
Can I ask a question to that follow-up,
Yeah.
Damien?
Yeah.
Real quick. Are you as a player prepared for if that actually happens? Like if
it's time for you to
if
go.
if the party is like, this isn't actually, because like the thing is, you've created a perfect character for that to happen to.
Mhm.
And there's definitely, there is the chance, especially after our conversation and taking the mask off, there is that opportunity to turn things around. But the question is, if a turnaround doesn't happen that's big enough, the party's like, David was completely fed up and ready to kick you out a long time ago and has turned that kind of around as being like, fuck it. But like, see, and like just sitting back, like, as everyone else is kind of coming around to see what David was thinking. So,
as an addendum to that, I would argue if we took the vote on the last 3 days of game, right, in game, right, I would argue the vote is 3-2, and most days it would be against you. Because I think the 3 votes against you are Nira, Kotatar, and David.
What do you think my vote is? What do you think
how
Samuel's vote is?
funny you think that. I was sitting here going, cantrip is friends is a cantrip. I can make all of us get together, get along.
Based off of conversations that like
together, yeah.
I think Senleon's vote right now is no, he stays, but I could see it go either way.
So currently, Senleon's vote is just an voting
neutral.
I don't vote. I just vote.
Switzerland.
That's it.
3-1-1 maybe.
Yeah,
But
Silva Switzerland in this.
Silva might vote no.
I was gonna say, Silva, what would Silva vote in this moment? If the vote happened, if there was a conversation with everyone, but
You know what Silva would vote? Silva would say, let's let Damien finish answering the question.
Damn, I love that. That was really great.
I would be very interested in people's votes like a week ago in game or 3 days or whatever compared to like now. Because Duval knows that there's something that might happen with Duval, that might happen with Reginald, that might change a lot of people's opinions, and I'm hoping has some kind of redemption arc happening.
Yeah.
So I don't think Reginald the player is prepared for it.
Fair enough.
I think maybe like a few,
either way,
like last month when we were playing, and he was like, or maybe a month or two ago, and it was like peak, everybody hated him or was annoyed with him. I would have said, yeah, I had a way to think about it in my mind as a player. I don't think now. I don't think he'd be prepared now.
Well,
the plot thickens.
So just a little psyche into Senleon. His vote has never once wavered because he doesn't like. He's old. He acts young, but he's old. He's seen a lot of people die. A lot of people leave. So like if someone leaves that he's known for however long, he doesn't mind Reginald. But also it's the choice. And in that particular field, with a lot of different people who have come and gone through his life, he's learnt to detach. It's one of the few things that he's learnt to do in the time he's been alive. So he's the most chill, but that's both like a good and a bad thing. If Reginald wants to stay, he'd be like, absolutely you can. But also if Reginald was like, I gotta go, you're like, all right.
Not plus either way.
Yeah.
Reginald would not voluntarily leave.
Yeah.
Because he
he
thinks of you all as his friends, even if that's a bit delusional.
Makes sense.
We'll take a little sidestep from characters into story. You all as players, what is your biggest prediction of what's to happen in the coming narrative? This one's from Freckle Sketches.
Hi, Jazz.
Wait, could you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, what is your biggest prediction of what is to happen in the coming narrative?
Vampires.
Army of flumps.
Already done.
I don't know how at this point Kotatar has a happy ending in any capacity. There's been too many sacrifices, too much loss. And like in a kind of in a really cool like storytelling way. Like, so don't like, I'm loving everything. It's awful though. It's bad. I don't, because like, okay, we resolved this, right? So I was like, thanks for being my champion, Kay. Let's go back to the other thing. Thanks for oh yeah, you lost half your fucking people. That sucks. But like, you said you're gonna do this, so you're gonna do it or not? It's heartbreaking.
You all
I
decided to leave?
I and David firmly believe that with being in limbo and dealing with what we're doing, that a lot of what was done will be able to be undone. And at least that's what David super thinks, is that as he's gotten a better flow through limbo, that he believes that a lot can be rebuilt, and that we, like you said, you didn't ask about whether people were dead or evacuated. I mean, the guy, the Anarch even said that as this was happening, they moved down to where it was. So was it just them or more? So that's kind of there. And then I predict that I don't think it's going to be a full blown, like, that's what we're doing next. But I think that David backstory, it's not like backstory, but some of the stuff with David's druidic situation is going to start to, when we get back, it's going to be a threat. I don't think it's like after that it's a David thing, because I don't think that that's how it's gonna work. I hope it's vampires.
Well, I would like to go next because I kind of want to roll off of the David thing. But first, my conspiracy theory. None of this is real. We're in a nightmare. We're in a dream. We're gonna come out of this and your people are still in limbo. Okay, my theory is the Nightmare King has been trying to trick us from day one. So what
I consider that too.
Is the easiest place to trick us in than limbo? A place where you don't move, a place where things aren't real. It's limbo is a dream world.
He said that.
So that's my theory, is where this is Alseta's nightmare. I'm still on that.
Poker face.
Everybody try to read Hope's expression. Go now.
Right. I'm actually not even looking at her.
I've been watching the whole time.
I don't even know if it's Alseta for sure. I know Alseta's part of it, but the Prometheus, the air elemental who was also chained down in a unmoving state. We didn't check it. She could also be in a nightmare. All these elemental guardians could be in a nightmare, pulling us into this.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what Kotatar was
so
like. This sounds like my nightmare. Yeah, totally.
So like I 100% think we're in a nightmare and that we'll come out of this and your world might not still be perfect, but we'll have a better chance of saving it.
Wow.
Second, with
Love it.
I think we're either gonna come back to the end of Damien stuff, because we were already in that area. I forgot the name of the city. How could I forget the name of the great city?
You only said it so many
Oh,
times.
Ronnie said it 7 million
You're
times.
talking about Oakbury?
Oh,
Sackville.
yeah,
Sackville.
Sackville, the
Oh.
great Sackville. I feel like we need to finish that out, and then that's going to lead into either vampires or David's thing. But if we do David's thing, I kind of want to help save him and take him to the Kobold.
Yeah.
I want to take David into the mountains.
Let's
I've
go
already said before
Kobold.
that my family has magic.
I would love to meet Nira's family. So
I have a
much.
very
Yes.
large family. And that also goes into why Nira isn't wanting to kick Reginald out. She might be upset
Yeah.
with him and not always like him, but she's from a pack mentality. You don't kick someone out.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
If someone
Yeah.
leaves, that's
Then
fine.
love
But
that.
you don't,
Yeah.
just because there's a problem, you don't just kick a member of the group out.
Mm.
That's great.
Can't wait to have that conversation.
That's like the
So
So we
opposite of
will
San Leon.
have
That's
some things to
crazy.
work on.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Don't we all?
Ooh.
Sorry. That was my
So
thing.
good.
I just got really
I loved
excited
it.
to share my conspiracy.
love
Dude, it was awesome.
So well thought
That's
out.
what we're
It
here
was
for.
so well thought out. Yeah.
That's what we're
Okay,
here for.
It's
you
like
wanna
we have an
know-
after
so-
show or some shit.
The notes at the beginning of this game, all logical, thought out with little pictures and stars. Now it's like gibberish. I'm on every page scribbling in the margins. I got notes on other notes now. I feel like I'm losing it. We're
It's
in
like
a nightmare.
Hope did
It's like
mention
the-
conspiracy theories.
Person we were trying to look for in the city, and then we found the journal of. Right, that's yours. It's your journal.
That's one of the coolest things in this game is a journal that is written in Gith,
mm,
and then that thing in common
Such a
being
brilliant
so
choice.
panicked from a god. I'm just like
Perfect. It was so good.
whoosh.
So good.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome.
top tier.
Such a
Mind
good
if-
move.
Do you mind if I go next?
Yeah, I mind.
Okay.
I have no idea.
I would love it if you went next.
Okay, conspiracy. I love this conspiracy train that we're on. So,
Mhm.
San Leon has been. I like to try and not like metagame too much. It's just a thing that I do. So I like to think of it as like, how would my character think about this? How would he piece things together? And currently, he's been looking at everything and going like, that's a bit different. That's different. That's certainly different. But my life has been a living nightmare from day one. So, but no, he's been looking around, and he figured that basically everything's in a half nightmare. There are pockets of reality and nightmare that just together,
Mhm.
and so it's best to treat everything as real, but very much malleable. So that's why he's been a little bit more like, whatever. Because he's like, I bet things can change, probably. And if it doesn't, my life's already shit, so it's fine.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
You got a glimpse behind the curtain. That's all you're
I
getting
did.
there. But
There you go. I get it.
as for the player, I believe that the Nightmare King is no longer still around, obviously, but not the main stage player. It's actually much like we are, however reluctant we are, from 1 to 10, champions of Alseta. There are also champions of the Nightmare now. And so those champions are out there, and they are trying to complete the work that we halted with just one single word. It was incomplete, and it needs completing. And so these champions are trying to complete it. And we bumped into one of them.
Sure did.
And that was interesting. So
We made the joke
yeah.
that we're just playing Kingdom Hearts. That after in our aftercare.
So Organization 13 is
Yep.
we need to get the Keyblade Warriors of Light. No,
I'm down.
That's basically like my running, like, you know, that's kind of where I think
I
it's
love it.
going. Like, I think that you know, if we're getting meta here, I think that certain characters of our backstories are gonna be afflicted by the nightmare, but empowered by the nightmare rather than actually afflicted negatively. Yeah, I could go for a while, so I'll just stop there. But yeah,
Love it. Good stuff.
Anyone else? Any more conspiracies?
This is
I
so
have a
fun, by the
conspiracy
way.
theory. Sorry, I think I'm on a bit of a delay. I think that there's gonna be some like plane stuff. Like I think that there's like holes being ripped from planes, from what we can tell. Like there's that like 2D one that we were in, and
That
then
was
like
so
the portal
strange.
or whatever went to completely different. So that told me that we weren't even in the same plane. I think she even Hope had even said something like, you can tell this isn't on blah, blah, blah. And I was like, ooh. So I feel like we're gonna do some planescaping and just hop
TM.
around some places. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
What about your immediate, what about the immediate situation that you guys are in within Limbo and with this Primordial and with the Eternal Storm? What are you guys thinking right now? And this isn't me just trying to dig for ideas. No,
I'm just curious. You know, I'm not gonna write anything down.
no,
Quill pops up.
I definitely have an
Uh,
answer, but I go first a lot, so I'm gonna. I don't want to.
Yeah, me
if
too.
anyone else has one,
Yeah.
I can go.
He's just like, ah!
Okay.
All right, Damien.
go.
I'm wondering if the primordial air being or whatever it is either an illusion or polymorphed or not what it seems. That would be me.
It was David again. Just keep polymorphing things.
No, it would look way more ugly.
it would be a slug.
That's all I can do.
That's the trademark
it.
of David's, like, the slug worked. The slug worked. I'm slugging
It's the
it.
only animal he's ever been close to accurate with. So he's kind of like, oh,
Hard to get wrong.
Slug. Right now, in character, San Leon feels like he's been in a fever dream the whole time. Just the whole time. He's old, he's been around, but he hasn't actually plane hopped much, if at all.
I
So
mean, this
is weird.
looks fine, right? It's very safe right behind me, right?
Yeah, and of course his thing is just like, when he's overwhelmed, he just goes, I'm gonna laugh at everything because inwardly I don't know what the fuck.
Oh my god.
Am I
like the
going to
person who
die?
thinks they're lucid dreaming, but they're not. It's like, dude, put some pants on. What are you doing? Like, none of this matters, darling.
Nothing matters. So yeah, so that's where San's at. So like everything that's happening, he knows it's important to Kotatar, like very important. And
Why?
he has no idea how to help. But he's trying. So he's just kind of like going, he's picking up on emotions, but that's about it. That's where he's at. Player wise, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
What are you thinking, Damien?
Could I throw in a thought?
Yeah.
What if there's like all these portals, these tears to planes being opened up, like different things are like, let's say that I was right about that or something. If that's happening and stuff's happening to where we're at right now in Limbo, what if limbo isn't just like crumbling. What if it's getting sucked out to different parts of different planes? Like it's kind of getting like shredded, torn apart, and being dispersed. Because then we would have to, that's a pretty big game we'd have to go on. And I don't know, that feels pretty cool.
Plane
Okay.
hopping.
So for David's main focus in this is Kotatar, because especially, I mean, not even just the group dynamic, but the fact that we are in limbo, but also the group dynamic is if Kotatar can't keep his shit together and like guide and lead us where he needs us to go, like we are arrows in his quiver. If his hand is too shaky to load and fire those arrows accurately, then limbo is done and everything, like, because limbo falling apart has, even if what Dani said isn't true, which I think absolutely there's bleed back and forth all across and things like that, but like if limbo falls, the ripple effect could be so bad. But yeah, so that's why, David is just coming to Reginald, like, or to Kotatar, like, you need to focus. This is a tomorrow problem. Like, next we do this. And then like in this one, like where we're at now, because David's been kind of like weird goofy in there, is it's a god, it's a primordial god, and it's the god of air, and just so that's why he was like, I have an idea, don't worry, it's terrible or whatever, but or no, it's worse.
Yeah.
Like,
That's such a good
David
line.
doesn't want to race after all that happened. He doesn't want to go on some flying race. Like, that would be a lot of fun, but it's more of a like, we just got to get this done. So like David is just at this, yeah, this is what we got to do.
Really smart.
Let's just move forward, get it done. And he cut his hand. He was like the only spirit that Kotatar would even begin to feel at ease bonding with would be one that came to the scent of blood. We saw.
You would think that.
I'd watched the clip so many times as well, Jacob. That's not what happened. What do you want from me?
That's not what happened at all. Is a perfect like segue into me. Because I realized a couple sessions ago, and I was just like, oh man, like he needs to understand that this is his found family too. And I think that's my like, I guess hope is that he fucking figures it out, because if he figures it out, that's how he gets out of this. But he's so tunnel vision. Like I remember, like when you asked the question, I was like, I don't know how to answer this, because like he's so fucking tunnel visioned right now, and it's just like that's the answer. Is like I don't, which is why you have adventure parties to begin with, right? You can't solve everything by yourself, right? And he knows that, but like. He's too close to it now. He's too close to this problem. It's over, like, overwhelming doesn't even describe it. It's bad, but in the best way.
Anyone else? Okay.
What else we got?
All right. I was just looking at that.
More questions.
All right, let's see. What have we not touched on?
The poem or the riddle poem.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That's a good question. What is everyone's thoughts on what the poem means? Maybe delving into the part that's specifically for your character, maybe, or if you have an idea about what another characters might mean. Yeah, let's see. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I know Rydian's got some questions about it.
Mine's easy.
Only like one or two. I don't think they're really all that interested in it.
All right, Daniel, if it's
Which
so
notes
easy,
do you want?
tell us.
Oh, a noose
Got him.
going right. Sam's being hunted, and they're getting close. Really close. Like the noose is that they're getting close to him. And also, it's either the fact that they're getting close, or that sand's going to break, or feel the need to go back to square things off, and that will then also then close a noose anyway. So, whatever the noose is, it's family related.
Can because I know some of the things, but I'm not going to go into too much, but only because you weren't there for the session, which really sucks, and I'm sorry. That part was not when he was looking at you.
Oh, what was my part?
When he was looking at you, and it's also been, I think it was miswritten, is yours is a legacy marked in blood, and then like a cock, but it said perhaps rewritten.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean,
It doesn't mean that the other, yeah. It doesn't mean that other stuff didn't pertain, but like when you said it's easy, I'm like, that is not when he was looking, when he snapped his neck and was talking directly to you.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, again, a legacy in blood.
Makes sense.
I wonder what that means.
Perhaps rewritten, though. What would that pertain
Could
to?
be.
What does that mean?
Ooh.
It doesn't mean.
I become a paladin.
It's really well written, like the whole thing. Kotatar is the worst character to process that at all.
Does he even care?
Not at all. Doesn't give a fuck about it. Not at all. I remember I read it and I was like, cool, all right. And I felt so bad because it was incredibly well written, incredibly performed. Doesn't give a shit about it at all. Let's move. Like, we got shit to do. Go to bed, everybody. We got to get up in the morning. Okay, Kotatar dad, thanks.
Coda dad.
Kotatar.
How about Nira?
Oh, mine was. Well, I changed the page because I was reading something else. Artifice, your dark reflection. Mine's kind of simple. I use tricks to hide stuff, and it's a reflection of me. Artifice is literally cunning and tricks.
Yeah, maybe it's not as simple as you think, though. It might have a deeper meaning.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I don't like it.
Nah, it's all simple. We got it in the bag. We understand completely off the
You're
bat.
cunning and tricks and dark reflection. Of course, that means a lot more that she needs to deal with. She's not gonna. It's gonna be the downfall. That's why we went down to a tunnel, and I have a picture of like 8 hallways going in different directions. I know what that means.
My favorite line is definitely "Gods will fall to fear." That is so cool.
It is.
That was hope.
Fucking cool.
That's a
Gods will fall to
line.
fear. The door.
The doorway will close.
The doorway
Doorway
will
will close forever.
That was hope. That was like hope was like.
Speaking
let's
of
add this
Kingdom
as
Hearts
well.
openings,
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts opening right there.
Daddy singing the
But you
intro
guys-
to Kingdom Hearts 4.
You guys
Holy
might
soup.
be seeing that play out already. Literally.
Yeah.
It's literally what's
Don't
happening.
say
We are.
this, God, we're screwed.
Like it's funny though, it took because like what folks may not know is that Menyor Og, one of his many names is God King, but Kotatar does not look at him as that, and so he's never brought that up. But I think somebody picked up on it. I think Lee, you picked up on it, or no, maybe it was actually Damien who was talking to you about it. And I was just like, that's interesting. That's real fucking interesting. It's right there on the nose, right there, right fucking there.
Yeah, shoot. This seems like a prophecy that's like the worst case scenario.
Feed.
Oh.
Yeah. Potentially.
Yeah, I wonder-
It's the one
more
that's
about, like-
happening without our intervention.
Mm.
Yeah,
gotta
it's
be
like
good.
this was a harbinger of doom.
Mm.
It's like someone said this to me a couple of months ago. They're like, the DM writes the story that happens without the player's character's involvement, and I was like, oh yeah, I've been DMing for like 6 years, and I'm like, yeah, that's a really like specific, like that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so
Wow,
like
I love that.
It's
great.
Mhm.
The hardest
Yeah,
thing.
you love it.
is
You love
not
that hope.
talking
You love
about
that.
Yeah.
That's why you have every DM has to have their buddy. I have like 3 different buddies that are like, okay, so like here's the deal. Word vomit. Like, you're not playing in this, you're not watching the show.
See, my problem is, Jacob, you've become that buddy for me. And I remember I even DM'd you. I was like, how do you deal with the fact that the one person you want to talk to about something, but it pertains to that person, so you can't?
You get a new one. You get a new buddy.
You go,
April,
"Wah."
dang it.
Wah.
Wah.
You
Wow.
just learn how to deal with things yourself.
Let me know how
Sorry,
that
that
works,
was- that
'cause I
was
don't
me.
know. Yes, I don't know what that means.
Sitting silent
I'm
in a
codependent.
corner.
Yeah, from Fallen Angel, Lee, talk about a little bit without any spoilers how you came up with those
Great
prophecies.
question.
Yeah. And I will give a spoiler because it's not that spoilery, and it's the only thing in the prophecy stuff that has actually happened. Part of it has, and it is exactly the thing that Ridian just put on. A bond has been severed, a new bond forms. Since being in limbo, David has never felt like a druid.
Right.
He woke up one day a level 6 druid being told he's part of some prophecy to stop a major evil from coming, and then Kirsch was there to like train him in being a hero and things like that, and like, but it wasn't until, I mean, he's seen himself more as like a paladin, as like a cleric, like those kind of things, because he does not connect with nature. He's bad at animals. So the bond that was severed is his bond with Kier and the wildfire spirit. And the new bond being formed is he is a Circle of Stars druid now. And I have some really cool stuff planned for how his abilities manifest and work. So there's my, since you're here, you get there it is. The rest of it, I had this idea a long time ago, and a big part of why I kind of didn't talk about it with Hope is the fear of, it's like, hey, you're building this world for us. I have this really interesting idea for this world, but it's like, I don't want to be like, hey, DM, here's what should be happening, which is not how I feel or thought. But I was just like,
Collaboration.
would that idea feel like stepping completely on the DM's toes? And as I've gotten to know Hope and become really good friends with Hope, I decided, nah, I would shoot over the idea and be like, I got this idea. And she thought it was really cool. And then I had to, I mean, honestly, a lot of things happen because of things out of our control, like April leaving threw my character into a depression spiral. I had to miss an episode, and I was like, and we had already kind of been talking about certain character aspects. Like I max minned David.
So true.
I built him to be like, yeah, I'll make a druid with super high AC that will be like a defender of his squad. And then that never needed to happen. But what did need to happen is any kind of roles where key skills were good, and everything that my character's proficient in, I had no like good modifiers for. So I made some changes to my character, and in that I was like, what if I took a look at Circle of Stars, because it was like I was feeling like
dude.
David really was into limbo. So like he was actually really interested in this, like this world, this magic that bucks against the concept of natural order, just like he felt an outsider to what he's supposed to be, this druid. So I was like, hey, what if while I'm gone, David's in like a cocoon of limbo, healing from whatever happened to him, so we can kind of not have to like come back and be like, David, your flesh is all rotting still. What do you do after a whole episode has happened? And then I was like, what if when he comes out of the cocoon, there's so much of the like healing energy that he had, so much limbo still coursing through his veins that he tapped
That's
into
really cool.
something.
I
So
can't wait to have that
and-
conversation one day.
That's inspiring an art piece for me, actually.
Ooh.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's cool. But yeah, so that's kind of where it came from. Is Hope is one of the most approachable people I've ever met. I had this, and
I
also
confirm.
I built David
Thirded.
for a one shot. That's why
Yeah.
his name is David, because I made a gnome and I watched
It's
the
so
cartoon
perfect,
David
though.
the Gnome
It's
when
so
I was a
good.
kid.
It's
So glad you
good.
kept it.
So all
So
I
glad you
had
kept it.
was part of some prophecy. I don't know. How do you wake up a level 6 druid? He doesn't want the power. And then it was like, oh, let's do another one shot. We're level 6. Oh, shoot, I can bring David. And then this show, we're starting
And then,
level 6. I'm like, David for a campaign?
Maybe work.
And then I had to decide what my backstory was. That was like a throwaway one shot character. I talked a lot, sorry.
I think that rolls into a really good question, unless anybody else wants to add to that. You guys built these characters for 6 episodes, for a 6-episode miniseries, and then suddenly we are like, "Hey, let's never not play," and we just
Yep.
And well, what did you guys do to adapt your character, and what are you still learning about a character that you may or may not have created for longevity?
I'll go.
You
You wanna
first.
go first?
I'll go second.
I'll go third.
Okay. Aha!
Fourth.
Everyone roll initiative for talking.
I'll go after
Rollies.
Mama Straight. I'll go after Mama Straight.
Last.
Go.
Oh, Danny.
No, but Danny, you go last too much. Stop it.
Yeah, Daddy, you go first.
Take my spot.
Danny, you go
That's why I thought it
first.
was perfect for me to go last.
It makes me kind of sad.
It does. Me too.
So who's going first?
Yeah. We super ADHD that.
Hi,
Amazing.
Daniel.
Daniel, you go. Otherwise, we'll
Yeah,
get
Daniel.
nowhere.
Oh,
Daniel,
yeah.
go.
So that's easy. I did build him for the long haul. I always build a character. It doesn't matter if it's a one shot. I will flesh out the backstory and everything just in case. So I already had a lot of that shit bullet pointed down, and all we had to do was be like, "Oh yeah, no, we just got to talk then. That's fine." So I'd already got it all down. I was just like, it'd be fun. It also means you can pick from the one shot. If it's only a one shot, you can just pick bits and bobs to throw at the character for nightmare shit. And if it carries on, then it's there. Yeah, it's all there. Mostly.
I was the same, and I had a sneaky little feeling that we would continue. So I thought, I better make this a proper backstory. So that's me.
I built it like it was a one shot. I had 2 bullet points, no thoughts whatsoever. I picked spells that I was like, this will be fun for like a 2 or 3 times. I'm never going to use this again. Let's pick some ridiculous things. I didn't think about the ramifications of casting command on this many people at this many places and what that means to be a human. Is that okay? Nira is having like deep-seated
Perfect.
mental conversations right now about if it's okay for her to be doing what she's doing and then just still doing it.
Oh my God.
I didn't think
love
about that. Like, there are consequences for taking away people's will. Nira's gonna have to deal with that at some point, and I did not build her to deal with that.
I love it.
She has 5 bullet points now. She started with like 2. So adding more as we go.
Growth.
Hashtag growth.
That's more than double.
It is.
That's growth.
Yeah, that's future April. April was like, "Oh, we're never gonna keep this going, right?" after game 1, April was like, "We're this is forever."
It wasn't even game 1. I'll never forget. I was sitting in a hotel room in Orlando in Hair Session 0, and I said, "No, this is the chemistry's too fucking good. Not a chance. Not a of course, very easy revisionist history now. I understand, but I was like, we hopped off that call after being on that call for an hour and a half longer than we were supposed to be, and I was like, yeah, not a chance. Not a chance in hell. For Kotatar, I sort of like to kind of like pick classes and then build around that. And I knew like Ranger was like my next like long-term-ish like class I wanted to dive into, and I also knew it was going to be like. I was thinking Horizon Walker Ranger, and then when Hope was talking to me about, and literally said like portals, and I went, done. And I was like, well, because initially it was going to be like a null Horizon Walker Ranger in a different campaign. And I was like, oh no, let's do Gith. But like everyone probably will think it's a Gith Yankee. So let's do Githzerai. But also he kind of has a lot of aspects of both in a weird way because of fun stuff. So it was, I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, because this could be very revisionist history of me, but I remember there being a level of hesitancy because of portals. And I was just like, yep, definitely choosing it now.
Yeah, sure.
I remember that, but you know, like maybe like, and I was like, oh, there's portals in this. I'm going to detect all of them. Thank you.
I think I still have that. Yeah, I can see it in our chat. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's the case? Yes.
Yeah. Done, I think is literally what I said.
Danny?
I already did mine. That's what
Oh,
led
you
into
did?
this.
Oh, yeah, Danny.
I created a one-shot character.
Here's the question. So how do you feel about mind flayers in this world/universe?
Oh, God.
And then, boy, was right about that.
Like many people, this was actually a character I'd made for another campaign that never actually went anywhere. So already had a backstory because I'd been forced to write a backstory. I don't usually write backstories. So welcome to the first character I've written a backstory for. I do it much more often now, but yeah, it was just an old character that I was like, oh yay, finally get to use it.
Did for Silva, like you said, like no backstory, but of course you did have a little bit with like Oberon and stuff. Was that something that was already built in, or did you kind of build that in when you were talking with Damien about connecting characters?
Yeah, we had to build on that because I had elaborated about it. My original character was just like that somebody died that they love very much, and it was very general. We weren't going to pursue anything down that direction. But then when we were talking about how we were going to connect our characters with Reginald and Silva, we just had found a perfect little link there that we could create that made them like have connections with each other, but not have been like brother and sister or best friend. Yeah.
I think this rolls in really well to a question from Mama Strange, hello, Mama Strange, welcome.
You made it.
It's this question says, Hope, were you surprised to continue after the planned arc? And did you already have more ideas? The answer is yes and no. I was completely surprised at the fact that we were going to keep going. I was over the moon, but extraordinarily like surprised that we decided to do it. And I did not have any ideas. I was completely zilch, nothing in my head. I was like, you don't know how hard I worked on the 6 episodes that were there, and I put like all my best ideas.
I remember you were saying you were like really focused and locked in, and we were like, we would like more of that. Thank you.
And I love that it had this perfect little button at the very end of just like, you abdicated the bad guy, the Nightmare King. He's gone. He's dead. You did it. Yay! We can close the book on this journey.
Did they? Question mark.
And then
the producers said no.
Always go with a cliffhanger. And it was literally by like the second episode that everyone was kind of like everyone was kind of like,
more.
Yeah, I wish there's more. I wish there's more. And I'm like, are you guys sure? that I always say it's like adopting a dog. It's a lot. It's a big commitment. You know, you just don't grab D&D shows.
We love each other too much.
It's true. It's like I know that that's a huge time commitment every week for who knows how long. Like I wanted to make sure you guys were we wanted to make sure you guys were okay with and understood that sort of time commitment and that commitment in general to the show or to the game. And it blew me away. So
I remember being so worried because like my MO is to be like, I'm excited about this thing. Do you know how excited I am? I'm this excited. I'm so excited. And like I was so worried. I was like, I'm totally gonna make people do this. I'm not trying to. I'm just gonna. They're like, well, I actually had another thing I was gonna do, but like Jacob's just shut the fuck up. So like, I was so worried because it has definitely happened to me before.
I literally think I was the last person to sign on to the idea because I was freaking out that like, oh, people will say that they will be part of it, but then they won't be part of it because they'll give up halfway through, or they'll be busy and they'll find other things, or they'll get another show, and all these things that were coming in, and I'm like, the biggest thing was I was like, I don't even know what I would do for an entire show. I'm a first time DM. It took me everything I had to make 6 episodes.
No,
and then
you must believe that.
And then I was just talking to someone, and then I was just like, oh, what if I could build off of the nightmare idea? And then from there, it was just like, because then I was like, okay, well, now I have an idea that could feed a show, like a whole game, you know, for at least a while, so I can figure things out. And I'm like, okay, I can make tons of episodes on different types of nightmares and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that's it. I figured out an idea. Okay, I'll try it. We can try this. I'll try it. And the rest is history. It's been now the thing I look forward to most in my
Wednesdays are awesome, man.
Yeah,
me too.
Who knew?
Who knew? And there was a lot of begging from me. Yeah.
I think from
I was serenading Hope. I was just sending her gifts, and you know, just please.
You actually did though. That's not a joke.
I did afterwards. Yes,
you did. I had to blow your spot, but that's really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been amazing.
I will say, if I knew from the beginning that this was going to be like a full campaign and we started at a lower level, I have a character that was going to be for that. Like a character I wrote a really... No, I know. But that's the exciting thing, is I get that character for campaign 2? Question mark?
Ooh.
If I knew this was going to be a campaign, I probably wouldn't have started talking like this at the beginning of the game. This would have been a bad voice. You know I was going to do a campaign.
Amazing.
I was like,
and now it's a fan favorite character.
That's why Nira's voice is getting
true.
like softer as it goes, because I can't keep that up anymore.
As April ages, her voice just gets more croaky and croaky.
She's
like, I can't talk anymore.
You got to talk to Laura Urban, who played Orkira or whatever.
Dude,
I don't know how she does it.
Yeah,
I gotta figure out her exercises.
Exactly. She says she like runs up in the shower. Yeah, like
I need that for Kotatar, actually. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I know.
Actually, I do know.
We'll kind of start wrapping up because I know this question might take a little while, but this one's from Fallen Angel.
Yo!
What aspect of your backstory would you like to see come alive if it hasn't already?
Oberon!
We're alive. We're alive, actually.
I'm sorry, you said come alive, and I thought very literally.
I did bring that up with Alseta, remember?
I love that.
This could happen.
Oh man, I can't wait for the guest star to play Oberon.
Who would that guest star be?
I actually have a couple of ideas.
Liam Neeson.
I don't want to say anything.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, I actually have
good old Liam Neeson.
Get him
yeah, he loves
signed.
actual play.
Good old Liam.
I've got a certain set of skills.
That puts things in a way different light.
Yeah, it really does. Liam Neeson,
You know,
over like immortal.
He just Aslan all the way out of that, didn't he?
In Silva's backstory, you weak sauce.
I won't say that we could get Justin Long, but I think we could get Justin Long.
I mean, let's go.
I think that would be a good Oberon, and I would for sure
It's
be
true.
here for that episode.
He would be such a sad boy, like the
No.
best. way.
I know what I want to see. I want to see I want to take everyone to the kobolds. I want to go to a mountain full of kobolds, and I want to see
that
Hope
sounds
use
so
50
awesome.
kobolds.
Yeah, that sounds so fun.
I would love to see
Hey,
Kotatar deal with a bunch of like, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on?" Ha, la, 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 la. I don't know
Oh,
why I'm the
no.
nicest kobolds in
And-
the world, but I want to see.
Oh,
From
no.
Hope as well. Like it's April and it's Hope, who
Yeah.
lest we forget
Yeah.
played Penelope Halfpint.
Can I volunteer to play
No.
like 10 kobolds? I will totally play like 10 of them. We'll all just like take turns.
Yeah, we're all actually going to play 10 kobolds each
Yep,
as
yep,
our own
yep,
fun
yep.
character.
That sounds
Wait,
so
no,
fun.
hold up. A
Holding.
brainwave. Okay, hold
Brainwave.
on. So, Nira goes away for a little holiday just to see the family again, and we all
Again?
play the family members in a really small
It's a one shot. Oh
Yes,
my god,
And it's like a honey heist type deal.
Family reunion.
There,
Oh my
I
God.
Am,
God, that's
I am the middle child of 6.
Perfect.
Ah!
Perfect. Let's go. I'm so down. Dibs on the oldest.
There is a set of twins.
Dibs on the youngest. Oh, dibs
Oh
on
my
twins with Silva
God.
with
I want
Danny.
to be twins. Yes.
Oh.
I love it. Okay, we're doing this. It's happening.
I do
It's
want
done.
to. I want to
I'm
share
not
one
sorry.
thing. I was scrolling Hope through our. We've talked a lot on DM apparently. Jesus, exactly 1 year ago today, I sent you this after your one shot that we did. You should run a campaign. Signed, interested in playing a campaign you run. 1 year ago today,
Oh, that's so awesome. Yay.
What?
October 25th, 2022.
Oh my gosh.
That's
that is so-
wild.
I need you to screenshot that for me and I'm gonna frame it.
Dude,
How do you
please.
Put it in the
Screenshot
chat.
your-
Please put it in the chat.
If you're in a
Yeah, Discord.
Oh,
it's,
just the big
I'll just
tool
see.
on Windows or
you can
Well,
you
yeah,
can
let's
hit
use the show.
Windows Shift S. Windows Shift S. That's fantastic. I love it.
I'm my answer is really I'm really conflicted because I think a key part of what Kotatar is going through right now is the fact that he looks at his original mission as an absolute failure. But boy, it would be fun to fight some motherfucking mind flayers.
Yep.
Yes.
I can't like it's one of those like, you know, wake up on Tuesday, I'll be like, yeah, let's fuck up some mind flayers, and then like I also hope we never see them because like that it's so awful that like the decision that he made to leave meant absolutely nothing. It's actually not true, but like if
That's how he
he
feels.
didn't leave, but that's how he feels. But also, if he didn't leave, he would never have met these people, would never have like done anything to like help their situation. Like it really dovetails like really in a really like interesting way because like, but also he would have never left his husband. Like it's there's a lot of layers to it. And like, I think whatever happens in that regard changes Kotatar in a very big way in that regard. You have to fight some pretend mind flayers. Thanks, Nightmare King, you jerk. I'll never forget, like, just like the like, yes, you're gonna die.
What was the question? It was about
Yeah, I was about to say I was gonna remind you guys.
backstory, right?
Yes.
Yeah, what
the
part of
question
backstory?
was,
My player.
what aspect of your backstory would you like to see come alive?
Well, I feel kind of guilty and greedy because so much of my backstory and has kind of come through already. Because I kind of had the whole Reginald arc, which is not finished, but
Arc? Question mark?
yeah, so much.
Slope?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, slope.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Shoots and ladders?
Pit trap. Pit
Yeah,
trap.
pit trap.
Pit trap.
I've got so much into my backstory, so I really want to see everyone else's backstory. But I will say I am looking forward to meeting Reginald's parents, because that's going to be a thing. There's going to be things happening there. I'll leave it there.
Cool.
Well, depending on how much help you want, there's another specific aristocrat that can be in your court for that. That'd be fun.
Ooh. Ideas, schemes.
I would say for my story, I can't wait for you all to see just how messed up.
Hmm.
Can't wait to shoot him.
And this isn't I don't think it's a spoiler, but it's the magnitude of it.
Huh?
The magnitude. That's the selective word I'll use. The
I
magnitude.
live in Florida. What is the magnitude? I know about like community. Is that an earthquake thing?
As someone who's lived through a 7.1, but
You have. You really have. Also, what's that mean? I know what it means. Just
yeah, I would say just seeing how I can't wait to see the reactions of people, to see just how night and day it is, and also for everyone to see different aspects of San Leon that they've literally not seen before. Like I just haven't at all. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that.
For David, I think it is running into another druid of the circle, especially now that he's severed his connection to it.
we should
I
talk
feel
about
like
that. By
that's
the way,
I think it's gonna break bad.
we should talk about that. You and I, me and you.
Lee and Jacob, or Kotatar and
Yes, Lee and
David?
yeah, definitely Lee and Jacob.
Guess what's happening right after this show?
Oh yes, the after show with Lee and Jacob.
The common
It's just Twitter DMs.
show.
It's
just
Twitter DMs on
DMs.
Wednesday nights till like 1:00 in the morning, Eastern time. which
Sometimes.
happens a lot,
For
by
that.
the way.
We had there was a time early, it was in the first 6, I think, where Damien kept the Zoom channel open because me and Jacob were talking, and it was like 3 hours
Oh,
later.
I remember that.
He comes back
Yep.
on and goes, "You
Oh,
guys are still here?"
I remember that. Yeah.
Yep, we are. Because that was when the bromance started.
You stayed up till 5 a.m. or something like that, right?
Yeah, it was
5
really-
a.m.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one that you
Dude,
guys were
I
up,
have a problem.
right when I was
Duval does this all the time. Duval
I
does
have
not
a
sleep.
problem.
Yeah.
I love this shit too much. It
It
look,
loves you.
I have ADHD. I have a
Yeah.
dopamine inefficiency. I need.
Hey, next
And
time
I'm
I'll
an
do some
extrovert
painting
that
and
just
stick around.
Yeah. Also, I'm an extrovert, so yeah. I need connection. Sorry.
I'm
Dan.
like, I'm
Ah!
tired. Oh, I'm talking. What's up?
Who has not answered the backstory question?
Shoot.
Danny,
In realistic,
obviously.
being realistic, I was joking about Oberon. I would rather not ever see Oberon again. I would like Silva to have this, completion of her story arc with regards to grief and having that story close on its own.
David's on it.
Yeah, I think if Oberon showed up, that would be a whole different thing, and we'd have
Yeah.
to reassess there. But I think the thing that I'd be most excited to see from Silva's backstory would probably just be revisiting. No, you know what? I don't think she has anything to look back towards. I think that she is solely looking towards the future, and so I think what I'm looking forward to is her just moving on.
Good answer.
Can I ask, what about your father though?
I mean, she has parents.
The end. She has parents.
She has
The
parents.
end.
I'm not, that to me is like, oh, that would be cool, but it's not like where I'm like, that's going to add to her story so much that I need to have it,
Mm. Yeah.
Anyone else?
Is that everybody?
Oh, that is it. I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
April, you went?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said the
Yeah.
Kobold Mountain.
Yeah.
My turn to go
Kobold
one shot.
Yes,
Kobold
yes,
Mountain.
it did. It's happening.
Kobold Mountains is just like the best
wait,
phrase ever.
Hope, are you DMing it or am I DMing it?
That's a good question.
You damn it.
Oh,
I think you gotta
mind
be
blown.
But then who's
think
gonna
April,
play
it's you.
Nira? I guess you could still
Well,
play.
You
Nira.
can still play Nira.
I'll
Yeah.
be Nira. I'll still be Nira.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we just do
yes.
it. Meanwhile,
Nira now has
A DMPC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That
Yes.
works. Yeah.
Dude, I'm so down.
All
It's
right.
so cool. What a great idea.
Happening.
All I can imagine is just like you know Elmo standing in front of a burning house.
Yeah.
Yes,
That
my
sounds right.
favorite gift.
That's gonna be us by
Yeah.
the end of it.
Kobold.
By the beginning of it,
Kobold.
hopefully, actually.
Oh yeah, it's
There's
so
gonna be a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
fires.
Yeah.
Just a lot of fires.
well, Fallen Angel. That's not a question. We're definitely doing it. Like it's it's happening.
it's happening.
Yeah.
I
no doubt.
mean, slumber party one shot.
yeah. I would like to add some chaos to it. I think it should be a charity stream.
Yeah.
Oh.
Incentives.
Lovely.
And
Let's do
Wild
it.
Magic Surges, because of course they're going to be Wild Magic Surges.
Yes.
I just made a new Wild Magic Surge list.
Oh, you should share that with me for the upcoming charity stream that we're both in together, so I could use it against you.
Oh, I'm in that stream.
And for you, I mean for you. Definitely.
I'm in that
I
stream.
decided.
For you.
I was like, you know what? We don't have enough. Some more brutal Wild Magic Surges. How about a Wild Magic Surge that makes you a vampire that instantly lunges at your closest companion?
Hello. Well.
Oh, so it's just San Leon. Like San Leon is just like 32. Like
Yeah, no. If you roll a 15, you turn into San Leon for 30 seconds.
great.
You turn
Oh,
into
hello.
me.
Your camera makes me so mad sometimes because it's so awesome and like just hate it.
I get motion sickness when I love it
Do
sometimes.
you really? Oh,
I
no.
try not to look when it's going wild.
No.
Sorry.
And what you're saying is we all can't have them.
Right.
David reaches into. He reaches into.
Well, I have one more question. Are there any other questions or final thoughts you wish to speak to?
So
Before we
but
kind
don't
of-
have that much time.
Yeah, exactly. And just a reminder, I did kind of tuck aside the ones that are dedicated to a certain person because we're gonna have them on at a
yeah, have
later
those on
time,
those shows. Yeah.
and we will definitely hit those up.
I just want to say that I'm so incredibly grateful to be on this cast and to get to perform with fucking incredible people, and that you all out there decide every Wednesday and or later to watch us, enjoy us, because we're a bunch of ridiculous children, and you say yes to us, and I think it's important to just note that, and I know I'm sure I speak for everyone here, but we're blown away by you all the time. I'm blown away by all of you. I'm blown away by you out there. Thank you.
Can I just add on to that? I was going to say...
No, it's my
No.
time.
Fuck off. Thank you, everyone, for coming on this journey. It started with me and Hope, and you all agreed to do this in your own free time, and you're amazing human beings and role players. And Daniel, yes, you just never
Pop
change,
it.
Daniel. And yeah,
The hair is such a
thank
That-
you. Thank you.
That
I'd like to just
actually-
subtract from that real quick. The word "you."
I will add to that. I think it's a perfect segue to our final question. I want to say thank you to everyone who watches, everyone out there, the people who've been with us since the beginning, the people who watch, who are dedicated in our chat, and people who are in our Discord and always supporting us in everything we do. Cassius's question was, for me, while the Misfits have been doing their thing, how many other, quotation marks, smaller nightmares have
This is
been
a
dealt
really good
with
question.
off
Freaking good
screen by unseen NPCs. And here's my
Ooh.
answer for you. There are definitely other adventuring parties out there dealing with these nightmares. And you could be one of them, because we are setting up one-shots that you as a fan can be part of. I will DM in the realm of Ethrena, in our world of the nightmares, and you can be an adventurer who helps our party defeat nightmares. So stay tuned, because if that's something that interests you, that's something we're going to do for the fans. So that's what I'd like to end the session on. Because I care about
that's
you.
awesome.
Gonna be a fun little thing. If anyone's interested, we will set it up. Could be just a fun thank you, something we do maybe once a month, once every 3 months. We'll see.
And canon?
But in canon, it'll be canon. What you do will be canon. But yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate you.
So I was gonna save it, but I blew up the city. Reginald, I'm sorry.
Is that what happened to your floating city?
Oh,
We're gonna find out
Floating city's
one
actually
shot.
like fell.
Can we call it Illicor's Rangers? I like that.
Oh Lord. doesn't really fall off the tongue, you know.
No.
What about Charlie's Solars?
I want Illicor involved though. Can we have more Illicor?
Oh my god.
Illicor's
You
good stuff.
forced there to be more Illicore.
I
Dude,
know.
all
I
that
love her
shit.
so much.
Oh my god, I was so mad.
If it's smaller things, they have to be naps.
Oh,
Oh, it's nap
I
time.
love you, April.
I call it nap time.
I like a
Nap
theme.
time. I want to go
Yeah,
for a
what do you
sleepy
want?
at 8
Dreaming.
p.m.
Lucid dreaming.
Lucid dreams.
Oh, I like that. Lucid dreams.
And
Oh,
lucid
cool.
memes.
Walking.
I know we're supposed to like leave in a second, but I wanted to give one Lee Goldberg a quick shout out because I never thought I would ever have a fucking D&D player character that would be like, knitting is good. So thank you for that.
And what a character to
Yeah.
be. You have so many characters where it would make a lot more sense too.
Literally every other character.
Can I also shout out the one and only Daniel for his artwork too?
Oh my god, look at this fucking piece behind me right here.
Thank
Holy
you
shit.
so much.
It's so
appreciate
good.
you.
Still got my
I'll
Oh, that's
appreciate
really
you.
nice and sexy.
Appreciate you. And boy, it's, hey,
And
it's
on that note,
get a thought on it.
please.
Because I can't look at him anymore.
I just have to cover him on my screen. I'm just gonna.
yeah, just turn him off.
Maybe
Our
you
our
have the power to
podcast-
turn off video.
Oh, I do. Yes, I forgot about that.
You do.
Dude,
Mama Strange with Natmares.
nap.
Oh,
Nightmares. That's pretty good.
Nightmares, love it.
Nightmares. Oh boy.
If you guys are listening on our podcast, watching on YouTube, joining us in chat on Twitch, we thank you. Join our Discord if you're interested in being part of the Misfits crew and coming up games. That's where we'll set it all up. We'd love to have you be a part of it. So join our Discord and get involved in the community. Other than that, I think this is it. Thank you so much to everyone who came out, asked questions, and thank you to all my players who did the thing. Lee.
Yeah, hey, just if you do listen to this as a podcast, we would love to hear about it. And so would Apple and Spotify or however you listen. Leave a review.
And all of your
Let us
friends.
know.
Tell all of your
and
friends
tell your
too.
friends.
Every
All of
single
them.
one of them.
And
All
if
of
you don't
them.
like someone, also tell them. Just tell
Or-
everyone.
Super
you
cast
see.
a command on them.
So watch
Don't tell
Misfits.
Dave. He doesn't
Keep doing
deserve
this,
Misfits.
okay?
Tell everyone.
Suck it,
Tell
Dave.
everyone. Tell everyone. Hey.
Oh, God.
You can't see it, but Daniel's zooming in on his face.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're doing this for the
Remember, there are
podcast.
podcasts.
Podcast viewers, you're
Tell
lucky.
everyone.
You don't have to see Daniel's
Aw, look at those eyes.
face right now.
A little puppy
You do have to
dog.
hear his puns, though.
Great. Well done.
All right. On that, we say goodnight. We close this dream journal for another day.
Remember always.
Bye.
Bye.
7 deadly sins.